Good. And we are back here with my brother Charleston Clark. Uh,
Second part.
second part of this great interview, and I appreciate you again for showing us love at He Heard It Here First podcast. Um, quick question. Let's talk about the homie had a question here.
Yeah, bro. We would like to know how was your experience facing Allen Iverson, bro? Because I saw a few videos you guarding him, and that guy was like out of the blue, like dunking on everybody, and that guy was like
6'3".
6'3" or 6'1". I don't know his height, but was not
No,
like you,
he's
bro.
shorter than you.
Yeah, he was shorter than him, and out of the blue he was dunking. We know who Allen Iverson is, but
Absolutely.
I want you to tell the audience how he was because
No,
you
no,
were
your experience with
your
with
experience.
Bubble Chuck.
Yeah.
Li- Listen, Hall of Famer, somebody who I idolized, right? Also another two-sport athlete.
Yeah, play football.
Um, Allen Iverson was amazing, right? The fact that we played against him, as a player, you can't be in awe at the time or be like, oh my God, this is somebody who I look up to or who I like or respect. Um, when you're in the heat of battle, it's you or me or you, right? And that's how we went at it. An amazing player, amazing. We saw them in the Elite Eight that year. We went to the Final Four. Um, great game. Of course, Allen Iverson plays with his heart on his sleeve, and he's one of the best to ever do it. Um, on that day, we just had a better game plan, and we ended up winning. But that's something I will never forget, right? You think about Allen Iverson, you think about the good Jordans, the patent leather Jordans, the white patent leather Jordans that he wore, the cutoff sleeve tee, the number three is iconic. Everything to do with basketball screams Allen Iverson, right? But we also had somebody that was great on our team too, Marcus Camby,
Oh
who
yeah.
was the
Yeah.
who was the national player of the year that year, right? So it was amazing to be a part of that experience. Allen Iverson is somebody I definitely look up to and respect. But in the heat of the battle, on that day, we were the better team, and that's why we won and went to the Final Four.
Yes,
So
sir.
that was amazing. That
Yes,
definitely was
sir.
amazing.
That is all facts. Marcus Camby, I'm glad you brought that up. How's your relationship with Marcus Camby now, and how was that experience working out and being in the same school as Camby?
Canby Land. Our relationship is still great. Can reach out and communicate with him at any given point. He's doing very well for himself. He's very successful, right? House in Houston has a couple of businesses open, barbershops, car washes. He's doing very well for himself. I think he's doing the same thing in Hartford, Connecticut, where he's from.
Yeah, he's from Hartford.
Um, just a great guy. Taught me a lot while we was in school. Very down to earth and humbled as well too. Taught me some valuable things about life and being a professional. The one thing I will always remember with Canby is he'll say, "Listen, bro, spend your money because in some way somehow it's going to come back to you, right? Like save, but make sure if you're spending your money, spend your money because it's going to come back to you because you're a good person. You mean well and you always do right by people, so it's going to come back to you triple." And that's one of the deepest messages somebody's ever said to me, and I always hold that dear to my heart because he was a rock star. He was
Yeah.
getting everything that he needed to get right, and that's why he was drafted very high in the NBA
Number
draft,
two.
He
number
was number
two,
two.
Was number
number
two.
two in the draft, right? Rookie of the year. Um,
Defensive
went
player of the
on
year.
defensive player of the year. Went on to do some amazing things in the NBA,
I
right?
think I
And
think he can make it to the Hall of Fame. No,
How many years Marcus
uh,
play?
not really.
No, because a lot of people. This is the argument that I had with people. Right, they was talking about it's easier to get into the basketball Hall of Fame than it is in the baseball Hall of Fame, and I was like, that's not true.
Major League.
That's not
It's,
true.
it's it's not true. All of it is about numbers, right? Your
Yeah,
numbers have to match up with the others that's in there. Baseball is different, right? They have a different
a
criteria.
standard like yeah, you have to have this
Yes.
amount.
Yeah, you know, right? If it's strikeouts, it has to be this amount. If it's
Yeah,
home runs, it has to be this amount, right? Longevity of the game. There's a lot going on with baseball and the metrics too.
yeah.
Um, Basketball, he's had a great career. Hall of Fame career, I don't think so.
He did.
But listen,
Did he do
he's my
10 years?
brother. Yes, he's my brother.
He's straight.
I would love for him to do. Yes, he has a pension. That's all that really matters.
Yeah,
Right?
he's
He
straight.
has an NBA pension.
He's
He's
good.
good,
He's
right?
Gucci.
Um, I would like for him to get in the Hall of Fame because once again, he was my teammate,
Yeah.
right, and a good friend of mine. I don't think his numbers add up to
Nah,
that,
nah,
but
nah,
at the
before.
same token, he's a Hall of Famer to me because he made it and he's doing
Yeah.
great in life with his kids, with his family. So he made it.
And one more thing, bro. I would like to do a question that the professor, who is not here with us right now because he's with his family. He would like to ask you, bro. How does it feel to have the best record that season, when you made it to the Final Four and lost to Kentucky?
35-2. That was the record,
Hey, we
right?
was following that like crazy in the hood. Like, yo,
Yo,
he's going to the Final Four. June is going. Yo,
35-2. Um, the great look, the greatest thing about that year to me is that one, the Final Four was in New Jersey. It was home. I'm from New York, right? So I, Federico, I was ready. I was gone, right? Because it was so close to home, and I knew I wanted to play well and I wanted to do things. That Final Four season was tough for me too, right? Because I was a freshman in school. Um, in the preseason, I got sick and I got mono, so I was out for 3 weeks. When I came back, started playing, the very first game we played against Kentucky, who we ended up losing to in the Final Four, but the very first game we played was in Kentucky. We played Kentucky in Detroit. Um, I was so excited to play. I was ready. I got in the game. First 2 seconds, made one move. I broke my foot.
man, I remember that,
Damn.
man. That, that
I,
hey,
Wow.
I
the whole
broke.
Kingsbridge heard that, man. We
I,
felt that all. We was like, whoa, whoa,
I,
whoa. Yeah, it was
I
crazy.
broke my foot, right? But the warrior that I am, I'm kind of like, just tape it up. I want to play. I want to play. I need to play. I need to play. Because the one thing I will always remember is in any game that we played, the cameras is on. So once I seen that red light, I knew people were watching. And that was an adrenaline rush for me to say, you got to perform because I know everybody's watching. And if you come home, Pedro, Ian, they going to give it to you. So you better make sure you do what you need to do, right? But I couldn't play. My foot was broken.
Wow.
And at that point, I was heartbroken. But my
Yeah, we
thing
all
was,
well, we all was, man. That hey, listen, man.
I'm gonna do what I need to do to get healthy and get back and make sure that I can play, right? So I didn't play a lot my freshman year because my foot was broken. It wasn't until the last 2 weeks of the season that's when I got back.
Mm-hmm.
We were we were 29-0.
Wow.
We were 29-0. We lost our first game at home. I never forget because I played in that game. We lost to George Washington at home. Calipari got ejected for going crazy on the referees like he always do, and we lost that game. That was the first game we lost, and then the second game we lost was in the Final Four to Kentucky. Right, so we beat Kentucky the first time we played them. We beat them by 30, and then we seen them in the Final Four that year. And that Kentucky team was amazing. Right, they had 10 NBA players on
Oh
that
my
team.
God.
10. Right, we had Marcus Camby, right? We had um, Carmelo Travieso from Puerto Rico. We had Edgar Padilla from Puerto Rico. Two amazing, amazing, amazing guards. Dana Dingle from New York. Dante Bright from Baltimore. We had a very good, well put together team.
Yes, sir.
Coached by Coach Calipari, who's one of the greatest coaches. But I say that whole five on our team should have been in the pros because they were great, great players, right? Marcus got all the accolades, but without the supporting cast,
He would not
Marcus
make it.
isn't Marcus, right?
That's right.
So Kentucky, I mean, The list goes on, right? Tony Delk, NBA pro. Derek Anderson, NBA pro. Jeff Shepard, NBA pro. Antoine Walker,
NBA
NBA
Pro.
pro. Walter McCarty, NBA pro. Nazim Muhammad, NBA pro. Ron Mercer, NBA pro. Mark Pope, who made it to the NBA as well. Um, Wayne Turner, my guy who came in with me, NBA pro. And I think the last pro on that team was Anthony Epps, the point guard. But they had 10 guys who were NBA pros on that team. So I say that to say this. When we played them the second time, they was very prepared for us.
Yeah.
Um,
Watch
every
film.
play, film is not the word. Every play that we called, they called the same play and they knew exactly where we were going and what we were doing. Right? Um, that game will forever be the highlight for me is because I played in that game. It's a highlight and it's also a nightmare for me as well too,
Wow.
right? Coach Calipari put me in the game, and like I said, I was ready for everything. Um, Freshman, loving life. I got in three, three, and one, three, 10 points quickly. I mean, quick, fast, in a hurry. I was not playing.
You were a
But then I got
shooter, bro.
No,
For
no, no. He went in there because he was hungry. He's talking about he was a
ah,
freshman. He just came from high school. He's there. He was ready to go do. He was like, yo, they're gonna pick me for the pros right after this game right here.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
yo. That's the mentality. Yo, we
That
put.
was the
We was
mentality.
like, yo, you
Yes.
going to the league, man. You going to the league. Yo, no one can. People used to talk about, yo, Kareem Reed this and this one. That was like, yo, I put my money on mines anytime. We could do it at Rucker. We could do it wherever y'all want to do it. I got mines. Because all these other players was like, yo, oh, they had the hype. They had the talk. We was quiet. We was like, yo, we do it in the court. All that hype shit, we doing it in the court. I said, y'all want to bring it to Rucker? Let's do it at Rucker. We quiet. But all these other dudes, they had all the hype. Kareem Reeves and the other ones and all this. I'm like, yo, I got mines. Y'all just bring up that bread, we put money on it. Got mines.
Listen. Shout out to Kareem Reed, who was my high school teammate. That's my boy.
Yes, sir.
I just spoke to him yesterday. Um, you know, we were from the same hood, right? So we had the same mentality: kill or be killed,
Yep.
right? And Kareem had it. I had it. Everybody that grew up in our area, that was the message. Jared Lockhart, who's from our area too, a little younger than us, that was the message. So I say it was a gift and a curse that game is because I got in. I went crazy for 2 minutes, and it was a good 2 minutes too. And I'm like, Coach, I'm tired because I was gassed. I gave my points. I played my defense. I got my steals. I was tired. Coach, I'm tired. Never again. He didn't put me back in the game after that. Quick 10 points. Played my ass off, but he never put me back in the game again. And that was the second loss of the year. So he's 35-2. After that loss, I'm kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
we don't have another game. Like the season was over after that, right? Because it's the Final Four. You you win, you move on. You lose,
Yeah. You
you
live
go
with it.
home,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I love about March Madness is because, you know, you
You
get to
gotta be on your
see,
toes. You gotta be ready.
yeah, you get to see who the underdogs are. Teams that you never hear about come out and play and give you their best shot, and you got to be prepared for that, right? And that's where I think character is made and built. In those
Yeah.
times where I don't know who you are, but at the same token, I'm a player, you're a player, and may the best player win. I love March Madness. I'll sit here all day and watch every single game because you learn something from every game. My wife hates the fact that I'm still involved in basketball because every night I watch a game. And I tell my kids all the time, the ones that I coach, the NBA game to me is trash because they don't play hard until the third or fourth quarter.
In
If
college,
you
you
watch
playing
college
college all day.
basketball, if you watch college basketball, that shit means something from start
To finish.
to finish,
It's a
right?
whole different
These kids are
situation.
playing for their lives. They're playing to make it to the NBA, right? I tell kids all the time, you'll get hustle, You'll get determination. You'll get the right pass. You'll get everything you need from watching college basketball instead of watching pros. Because if you watch the pros, everybody's gonna tell you about the Kyries, the Lucas, the LeBrons, the all the stars. But I tell you, who helps make them stars, right? Everybody talks shit about Draymond Green, but Draymond Green is gonna be a Hall of Famer because he does
That's
his
right.
job.
He hustled.
He does his
He
job,
on the
right? His
grind.
job is to protect, rebound, and make sure he get Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and those guys open, right? So, you know, watch the little people because the little people make the big people better.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. And one more thing, bro, because I would like to ask you this. Because we as a Dominican, we are grateful for to have Calipari as our Dominican coach for the
Absolutely.
20 like for
National
the,
team.
yeah,
The
for the
national
national
team.
team for the
Yes.
20 like 2012.
Olympics.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Olympics. It was actually we won the
Yep.
medal.
Yes,
And
indeed.
yeah, and for us it was amazing to have him as a coach. So I would like you to tell the audience how was your experience with him. And now he's actually coaching Kentucky. It's crazy, bro.
Listen, Coach Calipari is probably one of the best coaches that I've had. I've had some great coaches in my lifetime. But he's very good because he's a very good, I don't want to say manipulator, um, but he knows how to push those right buttons, right? And I watch all the Kentucky games because I'm saying these kids don't really understand what he's doing or how he's doing it. In the media, it might look like he's talking bad about his players, but he's also shining light on them to say, once I'm done with them, you're going to see the finished product, right? He coaches with tough love. He's very hard on his players. He demands a lot. But once again, you have to have tough skin in order to play for somebody like Coach Calipari, right? And I feel like I'm a prime example of that. Um, you know, he'll tell me, "Oh, you got to run 35 suicides today." Okay, I'll run 37, right? Just to prove you wrong and to show you that you can't break me. And a lot of these kids that he coaches have to have that type of mentality. No matter what you throw at me, you can't break me. And those are the ones who are mostly successful underneath Calipari. You watch some of these kids' body language. Watch when he's coaching and how he screams and he yells and he gets in your face. If you can't shake that off and keep playing, then you can't play for him, right? So when I watch his games, I watch the plays that he runs, and I watch how these kids react to him yelling and screaming, because a lot of them can't take it and some can, and then you'll see who's going to be the better basketball player because it's about mental toughness, especially with Coach Calipari. He means well. He definitely means well. He's a great coach, but at the same token, he's going to push you to the point where you either going to want to punch him in his face or do something to get in trouble, right? But that's him knowing that okay, I know how to push your buttons and I know how to get you to react the way I want you to react because then you're going to play the way I want you to play, right? So look at it, right? Because right now he has great freshmen on his team. DJ Wagner, a kid from Jersey, who's an amazing basketball player. And I feel like he's struggling right now because he has to try to find the balance of how to deal with Coach Calipari and then perform because everybody has me as a high draft pick in next year's draft, right? His father was amazing, Dewan Wagner. Um, but the kid came in with a lot of hype and a lot of pressure. And right now he's not playing too well. So every time I watch, I'm watching his body language. I want to see how he's reacting. Is he still being a team player? Is he still talking to his teammates? Is he still trying to take those open shots? Because once again, coaches like that will make you second guess yourself and start thinking differently about yourself. Um, but at the same token, I keep watching to see how he's going to react and what's happening with him. And he's been handling it so far so well. But hopefully he'll get out of that rut and become the great player that everybody wants him to be. And either way you put it, he's still gonna get drafted. I want him to get drafted with confidence, so when he goes into the NBA, he plays with that confidence.
I want to piggyback on Coach Calipari. To me, he's a dying breed because this new generation don't understand that mental toughness that he's preparing you for.
That's
These
a
young
fact.
kids nowadays, man, they soft. Like yo, I'll be like, yo, what's going on? Like yo,
Nah,
oh,
it's a whole fact.
my
It's a
my
whole fact.
my girl DM me. I can't play. Come on, man. Yo, I'll be like, yo, what's going on, man? Like
Listen,
coaches like him, I need it, man, to
you
put a backbone on these people,
That's
man.
why
you
he's
know
one of the greatest.
you know what we call them in the Dominicans, the palomos.
And
Like I don't
Palomo,
do that, right? Like even with me, even with coaching, right? I'm coaching girls, I'm coaching boys. I'm kind of like, mental toughness, right? Even coaching Carmelo's son with the Black Ops team that I've coached, I'm kind of like, yo, your last name is Anthony. Everybody is coming for you. No matter if you have a good day, bad day, you don't feel well, it don't matter. They're trying to make their name off of you. And my thing to him always was if you ever let somebody run down on your name while I'm coaching you, then you can't play. Right? So you got to defend your honor and you got to do what you
that
need to
family
do.
honor.
Absolutely, right? Because once again, you look at all these famous kids, famous athletes' sons, like they're out there representing, and the pressures
It's high.
is super high, super,
Look at
right? But
Bronny.
at the same, looking, and I like Bronny. I like Bronny a lot because Bronny holds his own. Very
Yeah,
smart, high IQ, right? You
but
can't punk him.
I think Bryce is gonna be better.
Who?
Bryce, the,
Absolutely.
it's gonna be
I
better.
agree with you.
I think he's
I
gonna be
agree
better.
with you. I agree with you. But Bronny's going to be a solid college player. Um, very skilled, high IQ, knows how to run a team, plays great defense, shoots the ball. I think with the heart condition this year, it's kind of slowed him down.
Yeah,
I think he needs another year to kind of progress.
yeah.
Right,
I
who will
I
do?
love Bryce because Bryce kind of reminds me of Paul Pierce. I keep calling him Paul Pierce
Yo,
2.0.
he's
He
a
can do
killer.
everything. Yeah, he can do
Killer.
everything. He can do everything. He's taller. He got better size. He ain't gonna be his father's size, but he got better size and a
Than Bronny.
different type of skill set. Yeah, Bronny's more of a point guard leader. Bronny will be more like Drew Holiday in the NBA. He'll be that type of player where Bryce will be more like Paul Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
picking and choosing, dissecting, scoring
Shoot the three,
from
could
a lot
drive it
of
in.
different. Yeah, he's a,
Got
a three
defense.
dimensional, three-dimensional player, definitely.
Just to piggyback on that, what we were just talking about, Black Ops. Talk to us a little bit about that.
A great experience, right? Good friend of mine is like a brother, Bernard Bowen. Him and Carmelo kind of paired up to start this basketball organization, Black Ops. Whereas their kids were young at the time, probably fifth grade, and they put the team together. Called me over, was like, "Yo, I want you to coach this team. I just want to let you know." Um, Carmelo Anthony's organization, XYZ. I'm like, okay, whatever. I just want to coach. Um, and it was one of the best things I did because I got to bond with Carmelo on a different level. We just talked basketball, right?
Yeah.
Great human being, great person, um, great provider for young kids, just a wealth of knowledge, right? And every time we sat down and chopped it up, we just talked, we just changed basketball stories, and we just like, I'm like, yo, but I saw you when you was at ABCD as a sophomore because I was working at camp. Like, and we just, every time we talked, it was just about basketball, nothing crazy. Um, Development of kids, how to make kids better. It was a great run. I don't coach there no more because the team kind of folded. And once again, now, Cayenne, Carmelo's son, is now a junior in high school. He's at Lehigh High School, who's playing very well, is getting better, getting stronger.
Yeah.
Carmelo's retired, so he's ripping and running and doing stuff with Cayenne. But it was a great experience because I was around another basketball mind like myself, and we just talked basketball for the past 4 years. Right, I was doing that for 4 years, and you
Beautiful.
know, it was amazing. It definitely was amazing, and one of the highlights of my life.
At the moment, where you staying at with basketball? What you're doing? What's in the future?
At the moment, listen, I'm a lifelong coach, right? It's in my blood. It's in the genes. Any chance that I get to make an impact or a difference in a child's life or a community's life, I'm taking that opportunity. Right now, me and my family live in Rockland County, not too far from the Palisades Mall. Um, Coaching teams in New Jersey. I've got a girls team in New Jersey doing basketball training, doing clinics. I am a basketball consultant for a charter school in the Bronx right now who's trying to develop a basketball program at their school. Just giving coaches feedback, giving kids feedback. Um, just trying to be a wealth of knowledge for kids and for coaches who are inspiring to do right by kids. And once again, we're in the South Bronx,
Yeah.
right? A poverty-stricken community. And if I can give back and give the wealth of knowledge that I've learned over the years and I continue to learn,
Have you
by
ever
so
tried?
means.
Have you ever tried to connect with the Jamaican national basketball team?
No, I haven't. I
I
don't know why.
I think I think it will be in their best interest to have a mind like yours in a team. And I think if you was to reach out, they will embrace you. Because here in Dominican Republic, as you know, we got a national basketball team, and
Right.
we get the Felipe Lopez coming over, the Francisco Garcia,
Charlie
Charlie
Villanueva.
Charlie
Villanueva.
Villanueva.
They come through and just it's popping now. Like we have
Right.
like a league here that is not at that level yet. That is a big sensation, but it's getting to that level again. And um, going to the Jamaican national team, to me, in my perspective, it would be in their best interest to have someone with your basketball knowledge and skill to help them get to that next level for the Pan American Games, Junior Olympic Games. You will be a great access for them.
I greatly appreciate that, my brother. I mean, listen, I still got family in Jamaica. Probably need to reach out and see what's going on, and hopefully I can connect with somebody. But at the same token, listen, I'm here
Hey,
just trying to do
if they don't
do my
want
part.
if they don't want you, we take you.
Listen, like I told you, my my wife is Dominican. She's from Mocha. We visit DR consistently, and I've always told her I would love to do clinics and stuff like that in DR, in Jamaica, tap into different countries and do
Yeah.
some different things. And like I said, me and Felipe Lopez was talking about something like that. How we can integrate and bring kids together just to let them see how they live in DR and how they live in New York and just do some different things. It's exposure for kids and it'll be great. So we're working on something. We are definitely working on
And
something.
one more thing, bro, before we go. This is one of our main questions in every podcast that we do to our interviewers. Actually, we would like to know your five best starters of all time. Who you got, bro?
Here we go.
Whew! NBA or
Uh, com-
college?
no, no,
No,
no.
no.
Just
Let's do
Best
it.
my
basketball
five.
players.
All right, so I'm gonna go by position.
Yeah.
Whew. Man, that's a lot of people. Listen, in the shooting guard, I gotta go with Allah. If you
Okay.
don't know who Allah is Allah is Michael Jordan. There's
Okay.
nobody.
The guard.
A shooting guard,
The
bro.
God,
A
yes,
shooting guard. All
the
right.
God,
The
the
guard of
God.
basketball. Jesus
Um,
Christ in the uniform. Yeah, I know.
Allah, yes, Allah. Yeah, Michael Jordan is. There's nothing to talk about. Number two, I was always considered a big guard. So if I'm going point guard, I got to go with Magic Johnson. To me,
The
um,
greatest point guard.
greatest, size, pause, um, IQ, knowledge, everything that Magic brought to the game as a big guard
The best
was
and
what
best ever
what I
at his
inspired to be,
position.
right? That's what I inspired to be. What Steph Curry and Kyrie and all these guys are doing now is amazing and it's phenomenal. But to be 6'9" and do what Magic Johnson did is just nothing to talk about. Um, Small forward at the three. That's see, that's where it gets tricky, right? Because you have Larry Bird, who was fucking phenomenal, but what LeBron James is doing and how
Okay.
LeBron James, once again, right? LeBron James could be something similar to Magic Johnson because he does everything, right? So that versatility. If I was building my team, I need that versatility on my team. No disrespect to Larry Bird, who was
He was
another
phenomenal.
god, another god. But I got to go with LeBron James as my three. At the four,
That one's hard.
whew,
No,
it is hard, right? Because I'm a dog. I'm a killer, and that's how I was raised.
It's
And
KG.
to me, the ultimate killer was Kevin Garnett.
KG.
But it, it's either KG or Duncan. Like that's a
Yeah,
toss
yeah,
up, and
yeah,
I
you
yeah,
need
yeah.
to
can't.
For sure, for sure.
But
Timmy,
once
Timmy.
again, I'm basing my players off the type of person that I am,
All right.
right? The type of person that I am, right? So Mike, killer. You can also put Kobe there, killer. Magic at the point is Magic, right? Three, LeBron, nobody can do nothing with them. At the four, as a killer, if I'm going with killers, Tim Duncan was just too nice for me.
Yeah.
Where Kevin Garnett was going to rip your damn head off,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And talk shit to you. So that's why I'm going with the killer in me. And then at the five, um, just another killer. And I would say it has to be Shaquille O'Neal,
Yes, sir.
right? Just dominant, brute force, take no shit, can't do nothing with. Um, you know, and these are players that's based off the type of player that I am, right? Skill wise, you can do it. You could go a lot of different ways with skill, but just based off the type of player that I was, I'm gonna go with those five in
Excellent.
that position.
Actually, that would probably be my top five as well. But my brother, an hour ain't long enough. You know, we appreciate you coming through. Hopefully, we could get you on a live show one day here in DR. We appreciate you, my brother. And again, remember what I said, man. Few people in the world have done what you have done, my brother.
That's right.
We are proud of you. Love you, my brother. Blessings always, man.
I love you guys too. P, I love you, my brother.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate you guys having me on the show. I made sure my wife was listening so she knows that I have a special invite to DR to do a live show.
Yes, sir.
I need the Presidente with the skirt on it, and I need the Bulgari.
We got you, my brother. Love
I
you,
love
man.
you, my brother.
Love you,
Love you
man.
guys. Have a good one.
You
Thank you
too,
for
man.
having me on
One.
the show.
One.
All right.